Alright guys, here's my new quad. 2014 Polaris Scrambler 850. It's obviously the red, whatever they call it. It's got a light bar, not really anything else done to it. The tires are kind of bald. I'm gonna get new ones. Well yeah, this is just gonna be, I guess, my first ride. For the sake of the video, I'm gonna call it my first ride. It's actually like my second, but so yeah, I'll just give you my overall impressions, and I'll show you kind of how this thing works. So to turn it on, you actually put the key in and turn it. There's no start button, so what you do, you get the key, make sure the engine run switch is in the middle position and run. Turn the key once, you can hear the fuel pump, or the whatever it is, the fuel injection. Then you just turn it. So this one has 2,000 miles on it. It obviously runs perfect. There's really nothing wrong with it besides the tires. So yeah, we'll just go on a quick ride. I'll just start telling you kind of the things I've noticed. So the shifter, it's a little stiff sometimes. Like it's kind of requires a little bit of force. So this is reverse. You'll see the R blinking on here. That's low, neutral. So it is nice that it tells you what gear it's in here. Otherwise, I would honestly have no idea, because this is low, but it kind of lines up with the N, not really the L. So it's kind of confusing if you wouldn't really know that. So we're gonna put it in high. We have all-wheel drive and two-wheel drive. Got the light switch. This is the speedo, so you can see, you press this button, you can see my trip meter. So I went 3.3 miles already. I reset it before I went. You can see the RPM. See, it went up to 1700 there. Hours 162, and then that's the service interval, I think, or whatever. And then 2,048 miles. So I don't really know how to set the clock on this yet. So it says it's 246, it's 346 right now, but it also has a winch that's dead. So I guess that's kind of a problem, but all the wiring works, so you can hear it clicking, and it's a Polaris factory winch. So I'll try to sort that out this weekend. But yeah, right now I'm just really excited to have it. I have the switch for the light bar right over there. I'll show you real quick. There it is. Haven't really used it at night, so I literally just picked it up today. I paid for it yesterday, picked it up today. So yeah, let's just go on a quick ride, and I'll just tell you guys what I noticed along the way. First thing I kind of notice is the exhaust is pretty loud for a stock exhaust. I'm only about less than like a quarter throttle. I don't want to be loud along the road, but I'll show you guys. It does get pretty loud. Like right there. It does get pretty loud. I'll show you once we actually get into the woods on the trails. But yeah, the speedometer's nice. I like having a not digital speedometer, like an actual, an actual gauge. The handguards are pretty nice too. I think this one needs to be tilted up a little bit. It doesn't really feel like it's protecting my hand from the wind or whatever, but there we go. So yeah, on the bumps, I'm just going down a couple bumps in the road. The seat is really comfortable, guys. The seat is like, I'm talking like, feels like I'm sitting on a memory foam pillow. This is probably one of the cushiest seats I've ever sat on an ATV. Another thing, this model does not have power steering, but the front end, it feels super light. I don't really notice that it doesn't have power steering. It feels like obviously when you're hitting rocks and stuff, you can kind of feel it, but I just loosen my grip a little bit and it feels fine. I don't really think you need power steering on something like this. It's not really heavy in the front. And I'll probably take that, if I can't fix that winch, I'll probably replace it with a different one. Otherwise I'll just take it out and have no winch for a little bit. But that should lighten it up. We'll just go over these roots here. You get a little feedback in the steering wheel that the shocks don't really soak up, but it's not really that bad. From what I'm coming from, this is a lot smoother of a ride. Coming from the LTZ and the Prairie. I'll show you right here how fast it is. Just get over the root. Watch this, guys. This is really what it's made for, guys. So I don't really know how fast I just went there, but that was just a little jump right there. But this thing, it screams. So I was standing for most of that. I'll just sit now and see how this feels. Like I said, these tires, they're kind of worn, so probably if I had nicer tires that had more traction on them, it would probably be nicer, but just do a quick loop around. I'll hit another jump right here. We'll just go up here to the end of the power lines. But yeah, it's pretty smooth. It's got a good amount of power. Almost lost it there. Like I said, the front tires suck, so it's a little sketchy on the corners just because the tires don't really grip, but and the front is so light, you can't really rely on it that much. But yeah, overall my first impressions are, I like this thing. Who put a stick right there? We'll just go down, I'll probably just go down the rail trail real quick. Overall, I like it. Kind of wish these had power steering standard, like you can add it for like 700 bucks. You can get a kit, but overall, it's a nice little machine. It's a lot of power for how much I paid for it. The shocks are pretty good. These aren't the Fox shocks, so they're not amazing, but it'll get the job done. I'll definitely plan on keeping this machine for a couple years, maybe even forever. This is kind of the most expensive thing I've ever bought, so alright, we'll just get past the house here, and I don't want to top her out, but do a quick speed around, I guess. Probably switch it to all wheel. Actually, no, we'll do it in two. We'll just do some spinning. Alright guys, you ready for this? My bird's flying as fast as me. That's funny. Alright, so that was just a quick 40. That was only like half throttle. This thing's... Alright. I just gotta make sure there's no fishing game here or whatever. Alright, you ready guys? Coming up on the straightaway. That was like 55. I gotta put my visor down. That was like 55 right there. Actually, with my visor down, it's too dark, but with it up, it's too windy. Alright. Not sure how fast I got there, but it'll do 60 easily. I don't really feel comfortable going over 60 on this, guys. It's not completely flat. There's a lot of bumps. They did grade it, so it used to have like a lot of whoops on it. Now it's kind of a little flatter, but yeah, it'll do 60 pretty easily. I don't really think you have there's no need to go over 60 on it off-road. I don't even go around like 40 most of the time, so this is like 25 right here. Yeah, there's another little 60 rip. I'm not even sure how fast this thing would really go, but the only reason I don't really want to go 60 a lot is if there's a deer that runs across, I'm probably dead. So if some sort of animal flies in front of me and hits me, then probably either have some broken bones and have a pretty bad crash or whatever. So I might get like a big gun for it, but tires are obviously first on the list because these tires kind of suck. I might get wheels too, not really sure, and then the winch. I also ordered, we're going on a long trip up north. We're going up to ride the wilds. Oh, yep, that was a chipmunk right there. I literally said if I hit some sort of animal. That guy was really lucky. But so yeah, overall first impressions of the Scrambler 850 is it's got a lot of power. The shocks, they're kind of a little, like, they're okay. They're not, I wouldn't say they're the best. These aren't the Fox shocks. These are just like the base model 850 shocks, so they're not amazing, but they do get the job done. Probably with a nice set of front shocks, you wouldn't feel as much bumps in the steering. But yeah, I'm liking it. I think it was definitely a good purchase. This kind of fits my riding style. Like, I like having four-wheel drive for like mud and stuff, but I also like going fast. So I think it's a pretty good all-around machine for me. I'm pretty young. I'm a sporty rider. I started with a sport quad, so. But yeah, the seat on it is amazing. And then you can sit way back here if you need to. Well, yeah, it's a nice seat. A lot of power. I don't really see any cons to it besides the storage thing, but I'll probably get a little waterproof toolbox or some sort of, or a waterproof like camera case. Put it on the back for our trip. Got a little air there. I'll just go around the mountain here. But yeah, the storage is really, if you guys need like one of those massive cargo boxes, like Brandon already has one, and then I'll probably have a backpack and then maybe a little box on the back. But if you need a lot of storage, this probably isn't the machine for you. If you like going on fun rides where you can go fast and have a lot of power, then but like I said, these tires kind of suck, so I can't really send it too much. If I would try to turn this corner really fast, I'm sure that I would go over the edge just because the front's so light and the tires aren't really grippy. The only con I would say is the suspension. Honestly, it's the only thing that really bothers me a little bit, just because this base model, whatever, doesn't have the Fox shocks. I think all Scramblers should have had them, but whatever. It's really not a huge problem since I'm used to riding something rough anyway, so. This is where I crashed a couple years ago. I hit the LTZ's tire on like the side there, and then it like flipped sideways, and I don't even remember. you can go back and watch that video. It's kind of funny. It's really the only time I've gotten in a crash, and it was my fault. Yeah, we'll just head over to the parking lot. Already came through here today. That was technically my first ride, but didn't record it. Just wanted to get used to the machine first. Alright, we'll just do another rip down here. There's like actually nobody on the trails, which is kind of surprising. A lot of people get out at 5 though, so. I haven't been over here in a while. This whole trail was shut down last year for logging, for the landowner. He logs somewhere down there. But definitely worth it. If you guys are wondering, I paid $4,700. We'll go head back now, guys. Definitely rides really smooth, feels pretty stable and sturdy.